We are recording in 3, 2, 1.
So this is a collaborative discussion amongst three friends.
You are a bandwagon Swiftie.
Wow. LaCroix. How have you never had a Choco Taco?
Well, I don't know what a Choco Taco is.
Do you do MMA? Because you're really wide.
So tell me, what's in your beverage center?
You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
No, my eye twitch isn't bad right now.
Let's talk about the process. How are we going to help you obtain the best home at the best possible price, terms, and conditions that we can?
Boom! Welcome to Shootin The SHT, real banter with Nick and JT from the Slocum home team. I'm Nick.
I'm JT.
Episode 21.
Welcome back, pal.
Thank you. Excited to be here today. This is the number one thing I was looking forward to most when returning from my vacation was joining you two folks for a couple of hours.
Lies.
And some banter. So let's get rolling.
You know, I noticed during that intro, you looked very offended when I called you a bandwagon Swiftie.
I am very.
That was like a year ago, and
I
you
know.
still.
I'm probably, not probably, I'm a much bigger Swiftie than you are these days.
You are. You become obsessed.
The student has surpassed the master.
That's what I do. You know, I have an addictive personality. Whatever I decide to get into, I go full bore, you know?
I just remember when he used to make fun of me for listening to Taylor Swift.
Those days are long behind.
But anyways, here we are. Welcome back.
We all grow and evolve. So,
Welcome back. Tell us
Thank you.
about the trip.
it was a long trip, a lot of days in Disney World. So I'm tired. I feel like I need a vacation from my vacation. I know people say that all the time, but we spent 7 days in the parks. Not only am I broke, I'm tired.
With another family, right? Or a couple other families?
A couple other families were there, yeah. So it was a long trip. We had one off day the entire time we were there. So it was
What did
fun.
you do? Just lay by the pool?
No, I played golf.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I think it was 144,000 plus steps and over 68 miles trekked during the trip. So not only did I snack around the world, I believe I lost about 5 or 6 pounds while I was there as well.
You walked around the world as well. Yeah. Jeez.
So
Do you
I feel bad
it?
for you.
Do you feel it in your body?
Oh, my
physically?
whole body.
Yeah, it's racked with pain.
It's really painful right now. You know, once you get over 40, it's just, wait, Nate, just wait. It's oof, my goodness.
Well, we were saying, usually you come back, you're excited to be back, you're in a good mood. You just look decimated right now.
Well, it's the way it all happened. So, I mean, I got back late on Friday, and then Saturday, I actually had a commitment. It was opening day, and I played a golf round. So
you had to golf.
Not woe was me or anything like that. But, yes, I played golf on Saturday. And then I had something up Saturday afternoon. I know what I did. So there's a million little pea patches in my backyard from my dog. And we spent a ton of money on landscaping last year. As you guys know, I did the pool project, yada, yada, yada. So I have all these dead spots of grass in the backyard. So I figured my sprinklers just got turned on when I was away. So I came home and I bought all this like seed patch repair stuff, like the 3-in-1, the fertilizer, the mulch, the seed.
You?
Oh yeah. And I got down on my hands and knees and like raked all of these dead spots. And then I put the seed patch on and I felt like I got run over by a truck. So that was Saturday afternoon. Then it was Easter on Easter morning. Had a nice little brunch, went over to my dad's for a little bit. Then I got back and cleaned the garage. So it's been like 10 straight days, and my body's beaten. And I haven't done a lot of work. I actually did unplug a little bit, and I got here, and it's like a flooded email inbox, and like no time to catch up. And boom, let's just go and shoot the SHT and do a podcast. So
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're glad you're here.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Yep. So I'm sorry I haven't lost everybody already, but that's been my life lately.
No, I mean, it actually sounds like a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. So it's a good time.
But I do recall when we talked about this trip at first, JT and I were both like, oof, that sounds a lot. You're going with 2 other families, and you were like, oh, it's going to be fine. It's fine.
No, that is fun. So we spent a lot of time together the first few days, and then we kind of not, distance ourselves, but you start to do a little bit more with just your family, and everyone has a little different plans, and you don't see each other as much, which was nice. We still caught up in the nights or whatever, ran into people. So it was fun. It was a good time.
So you didn't roll as one big wolf pack the whole time?
The first couple of days, and then after that, it was like we'd be at one park with one family, the other family. There were various other families, like the Nolies had another family there that they know well that we aren't really close with, and then her sister actually came down and surprised her, so they had other obligations there, and there was a couple other families there from the school community as well that things like that. So again, you start to go in these little different groups and packs.
Okay.
And it is what it is, but it was a lot of fun. Fun. So it was a good time. But I gotta say, I think I'm Disneyed out. I think I'm gonna take a pass on Disney for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, go somewhere else.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went to London. That was a blast, right?
London was awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling a little, maybe next year, a beach vacation of some sort.
Just go lay on the
Bahamas
beach.
or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hawaii. You
No
ever been to Hawaii?
activity.
I've never been to Hawaii, but it's a lot of travel to get out that way. So I think Caribbean's easier, you know,
Oh, okay.
or South Florida. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, give me a nice little, tropical drink and
Just go lay there and do nothing.
Yes. That's
like,
kind of what's
lazy ass.
on my mind for the next trip.
Go to
So,
a White Lotus. You'll have a blast.
Yes, absolutely. I haven't watched the new season yet. Have you?
I just started season 3.
How is it? I've heard mixed reviews.
From what I've seen, it's good. I have to
Yeah.
hear the ending is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Season 2 was very good. Season 1 was hilarious too, and the guy.
I think
Uh,
season 1's my favorite because of Armand.
Oh, is that
He's
the guy
my
who
favorite
defecated
character.
in the suitcase?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a madman.
Yes.
I want
Have
to
you
party
watched
with
this?
Armand.
No.
Come on, John.
Jen wants me to.
Yeah.
She watched it without me.
Oh, I thought I would have pegged you for a White Lotus guy.
I probably
too.
would be.
You would like it, I think. Yeah.
Did you
Check it
guys
out.
watch The Last of Us?
I love that show.
No.
Really? I heard last night's episode was like one of the best episodes of television in years.
Last night?
That's what I heard.
Really?
Yeah.
I played the games like obsessively. But also I thought I saw that the last night's episode was not very good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I saw multiple tweets. I think it was Portnoy from Barstool saying it was the best
David
episode.
Portnoy,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
That's really funny. Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah.
Did you watch season 1?
I watched parts of it, then I got a little zombied out. That's the zombie one, right?
They're
Yeah.
infected,
Yes,
Nicholas.
that's right. Sorry. So I kind of fell off. I didn't mind it, but I fell off of it for some reason. I will revisit it if it's
Yeah.
getting that good. All right, what else do we have in the introduction?
The Masters on.
Oh my God, I wasn't even. That was great.
I know. I was the last minute introduction. I was like, I haven't really
I
talked
was
to you.
legit like almost shedding tears. I'm not an emotional guy, but I was like on Living with the Land in Epcot, and it was just, man, I was tearing up for
It
Rory.
was stressful. I'm
So
sitting there.
stressful.
I'm sitting there stressed for him. And then when I went to the playoff, I was like, there's no shot.
Yeah.
He's lost his momentum.
Yeah,
Rose was rolling.
Rose was rolling.
And I didn't think there was any chance. I was like, I can't believe he just blew this.
Yeah.
Like, he's crushed. Like, how do you come back from that? And then I'm texting you, figured you had to be posted up at a bar somewhere
Oh, no.
watching the Masters, and you send the selfie, and I was like, oh my God, he's on one of those little boats at Living with the Land.
But it was funny. I was watching on my phone. Lily was watching on her phone. The whole family was into it as we were going around Epcot. So I certainly wasn't watching on a big screen, but we were definitely glued to our devices. So it was awesome. It was amazing. It was probably the top 3 Masters for me of all time.
Wow.
The ratings would agree. Great golf tournament.
That's
so
some great
happy
shots.
for Rory. Happy
Yeah.
for Rory. That was a microcosm of his career in 18 holes right there, in my opinion. So
19.
19 holes. Good catch.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's Masters Easter weekend. John, what did I miss? What's new in your life? I'm talking a lot about Nick here. It's not all about Nick.
I'm exhausted. I wouldn't say I'm as exhausted as you. Busy weekend though. Hudson had gymnastics on Saturday morning. Then his first morning of t-ball.
Nice.
So we had that.
How'd
and
that go?
It could have gone better.
Okay.
The kid can throw and hit a baseball.
Yeah.
He can throw it far. We have a little tee on the patio in the backyard, and he can hit it the length of the backyard, which is
Nice.
pretty far. And it's really far for a 3.5-year-old. And then we got to t-ball, and there were all the other kids, and he basically just clung onto my leg and didn't want to do anything.
Oh, no.
But then he said he had so much fun, and he wants to go back next week. So
Okay.
we're working on it.
He'll warm up to it.
Yeah.
So, cool.
And we hosted, so we had to get ready for that on Saturday.
Nice.
Finished at like 11 o'clock Saturday night. Crashed. Yesterday was Easter. Got the house back together by like bedtime last night.
Mm-hmm.
Crashed again, and here we are.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Nate? How was your Easter?
So yesterday I went to a 12-hour Lord of the Rings marathon.
What?
All-day marathon with some of my best friends. We watched all 3 movies, which the extended cuts, which are each probably about 4 hours long.
Wow.
With a tea time in between the first and second movie, and then an hour and a half long dinner in between the second and third movie. So I got there at 11 a.m., probably 10:30 in the morning. Started at 11 a.m. and didn't get home until 2 in the morning.
Wow.
And we had people like dressed up, hundreds of people there at Coolidge Corner.
Hundreds of
Yeah.
Hundreds? Where was this?
Yeah, Coolidge Corner in Boston. It's like an old theater that was built in like the turn of the century, like early 1900s. And so they had the original 35 millimeter film prints of the movie. And a couple years ago, Viggo Mortensen, who plays Aragorn in the movie, stopped in, and everyone like lost their
Wow.
lost their minds. So yeah, it was crazy. It was an experience. I've never done a marathon like that in my life, but it was 12 hours long.
That sounds intense.
It was intense, but you talking about getting emotional at the Masters? I was emotional by the end of that.
Wow.
Because it's just like you watch the whole trilogy play out and all the characters, their relationships change and people die. And then it's like, I was getting emotional towards the end. So it was a trip, man. It was a good experience. I had a lot of fun.
He stared at a screen for 12 hours, got home at 2 a.m., and he's like all chipper over there. We're both just like,
I haven't had my coffee yet. That's the only thing. I made coffee and I left it in the kitchen. I wonder if I could text Gail to bring it in.
I went to Black Coffee today.
You did?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
proud of you.
Yeah.
If
You're
it's
usually like a heavy cream guy.
First, not heavy cream. I'm on a medium ice. I'm
whoa, dial it back. Dial it back.
Whoa, it's not heavy.
medium ice. I'm a 1 cream guy. Large ice. I'm a 2 cream guy.
Okay.
But today I was a no cream guy.
No cream.
No cream.
Look
Wow.
at you.
Yeah.
Big moves in life.
Big moves.
Cream
You're
rises
committing
to the top.
committing to the slimming.
I'm trying. Yes, I'm going to go all in here.
The slimming.
The slimming of Slocum. All right, that's crazy. So, Lord of the Rings marathon. It sounds
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Cool. All right, should we get into it?
Let's do it.
Sure.
All right. Industry news, John. I missed a lot while I was.
You
gone.
missed a lot. I've been excited to chat with you about this. My opinion, not my opinion. I have like the opinion of which side I'm on. That has not wavered, but my opinion of what we can do and how it might impact us has changed over the last week or so. So Zillow versus Homes.com. Nick, not sure what you missed, but Zillow came out last episode. We talked about the clear cooperation policy
Yes.
and what that means. And Zillow dropped the first bomb just over a week ago saying, I think it was Thursday of the prior week, that any listing publicly marketed must be in the MLS or it will not appear on Zillow for the life of the listing. This includes a yard sign, not sure how they police that, an Instagram post, or a brokerage website. So there are brokerages out there that are advocating for the opposite of this. And Zillow came in basically, I would say, in defense of our side of what we've been saying.
Yes.
So I loved this news. At first, I had concerns over our coming soons. But now reading further, and I think it's going to come down to what Rhode Island decides, the Rhode Island MLS, those do go in MLS. So they're not on Zillow right away, but they're in MLS. So now I'm wondering if our coming soons are safe.
Yeah, we have a lot to figure out on how this is going to play out here in Rhode Island locally. It's going to depend on each individual MLS's rules and regulations that they adopt, which they have not, as of yet, announced anything along those lines. So there will be a lot to find out. But yes, it is certainly interesting how this all played out. So I did read the article when I was in Disney briefly, probably walking around Animal Kingdom or something like that. But yes, I read that. I also listened to the Industry Relations podcast upon my return driving around Saturday. And I'm not sure if you listened to that one too, but they had a great analogy. They said Zillow is kind of brought in with like the dad energy, the upset dad energy. It kind of came in, whipped the belt, and basically said, "No, this is my industry." And this is how it's going to be. And it's going to be interesting to find out if the kids, being all the different brokerages, agents, MLSs, kind of fall in line, or if they're going to say, you know what? F you, Dad.
Rebel. Rebel. Yeah.
So it's going to be quite the interesting battle between, not the battle, but it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out between all the different brokerages, MLSs, all the different state laws, rules, regulations, different portals. Redfin already fell in line too with Zillow. EXP has announced
EXP was
that first to fall in line with Zillow too. But Redfin, which was recently acquired by Rocket, also is going to be adopting a similar policy. Now, one thing that'll be interesting is to see what the actual policy from Zillow says. Currently, to the best of my knowledge, so far, I believe it's only kind of been news, press releases, things along those lines. Not really like a full written policy. So that'll be interesting to see what those actual rules and regulations are.
Yep.
So I believe like one-to-one marketing for off-market listings. So like if I just texted you, John, and said, "Hey, John, I have this listing. It's not on the market, but if you have a buyer, let me know. We can put a deal together," that kind of thing. That I believe will still be fine. But if we start to do like private listing networks, putting on our websites, things along those lines, that's when Zillow says,
They're saying publicly marketed. So yeah, I think putting it on a website, you're in trouble.
Now, publicly marketed now, is that a private listing network where only one brokerage and their agents could access it? I'm not sure. Like a lot of those things still have to play out. Which
Probably depends if they would know.
Yeah.
To be able to see it.
Yeah. So going to be interesting.
So anyways, talking about FU Dad, Homes.com sent an email last week. I got this one night while I was sitting on the couch and I read through it and I went, oh, shots fired.
Oh, yeah, that was an interesting email. I did read that one. So
Homes.com is a big advocate of your listing, your lead. And their CEO, Andy Florence, sent an email to all subscribers slamming the Zillow policy last week. Speaking of the audacity and the power play of epic proportion. And then at the bottom where it got real juicy was he included a link to the DOJ's antitrust division for agents who feel the policy goes too far. Wow.
yeah, crazy. I was shocked when I read that email.
I was too.
I certainly know how Homes.com and Andy Florence feels about the whole portal war, let's say. And I know they're trying to take market share and spend their way to generate more clicks, impressions, and visitors to their website. But yeah, I mean, that was a scathing email.
That was ballsy.
That was, it certainly was quite ballsy. So we'll see where that plays out. I don't think Homes.com has the cachet necessarily to really win this fight, in my opinion. You know, if you go to a seller and say, hey, listen, your home's not going to be on Zillow.com, but it's going to be on Homes.com. That's fine, though, because Homes.com is such a, well-trafficked website. Zillow is the behemoth in this space, and their traffic count, I think, doubles its nearest competitor.
At least.
I mean, it's crazy. So, I mean, Zillow is the most Googled real estate term out there, more than real estate itself.
Yeah.
So, it's part of our culture. It is, part of our industry, whether you love them or hate them. And certainly, we've decided and we agree that, Zillow helps consumers. They help sellers stand out. They help sellers maximize exposure. Buyers like going there. It is what it is, you know? So, certainly I think they do a lot of good for the industry on that side. So
I was listening to another podcast this morning, and they said they don't think Homes.com really stands a chance in this fight. And I couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. So what else we got, John? What else happened?
That's what I had for those. I'm curious how it's going to play out. I added in here Realtor.com, not your boy, but a senior economist at Realtor.com, Joel Berner, said...
I have no problem with Joel.
Do you?
I said I have no problem with Joel.
Oh, I thought you said you know him.
No, I'm not sure why you said he's not your boy.
Well, he's not.
Lawrence?
He's not your favorite economist.
Yes, no. Not even my second favorite economist.
You have a favorite economist?
I do.
Oh
Lawrence,
my
yeah.
God,
Lawrence,
you
yeah.
know this.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I like
being-
Skylar as well,
he's
too.
being
Skylar's
facetious.
pretty
Oh,
fun.
Skylar as well.
Skylar,
Ooh.
yeah. Skylar Thompson, I believe her last name is. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, he says, don't miss this really important step to a successful sale this spring. This seems obvious. Very quick nugget here, but I thought it was also really important. Forget it.
I missed that.
What was that? What happened?
Never mind.
What did you do?
No, tell
Are
us.
you okay?
Tell us the joke.
The
Did you just
article
have a-
quoted, it's a really important step. And I said, forget.
What?
Did he come?
He's everything that's wrong with podcasts.
What happened? I just want to know what the joke is. What's
I
the joke?
don't even get it either.
Anyways, in
No,
addition
you
to
gotta
some
explain
key
this.
things
No, hold
to
on, hold
consider.
on, hold on.
Oh, you both. In addition to some key things to consider, like knowing market conditions, preparing your home for showings, and deciding whether to work with a real estate agent, it's important to get the right asking price. I thought it's so obvious. He had an article about it. It was in the home stretch. Not sure if you saw it last week. But I thought it seems obvious to us, but how many consumers out there think, oh, no, I'm just going to aim high. I'm going to go up there. I can always come down. No. You shoot yourself in the foot.
Absolutely.
If you aim too high, you miss your initial activity, which is your best activity. You chase the market down. Now you're working with one buyer who wants to negotiate. They don't have to offer you the world's greatest terms, and you end up shooting yourself in the foot.
Agreed. Yeah. No.
Talking about like competitively pricing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Even
Gotta
just
price
the right
it
pricing.
right from the start,
The
right
price
from the
is
get go,
right.
right out of the gates.
The show.
Cool. Yeah. So a couple other industry news articles that I actually found in my email inbox this morning as I was clearing that puppy out.
Let's go.
Let's pull this up here, John. So I'm going a little off script.
Edit what
Cut it.
last part?
I was telling him we can just cut the part leading into the last.
About the joke? No, we
Yeah.
have to keep it.
Well, I'm going to search the archives to see what I can find there. See if there's a
See
joke
if there was
hidden
something that made
somewhere.
you laugh when you listen to it again.
It's a ghost joke. Maybe it'll sneak up on me later. I'm not sure.
All right. So Realtor.com, speaking of, came out with the March 2025 hottest housing markets. Very interesting, not surprising that the Northeast continues to dominate these types of lists as the strongest portion of the country regarding housing. So actually the number one market was Manchester, Nashua, New Hampshire. These are metro markets. Secondly in the top spot this month, ranking as the country's hottest market for the 33rd time in the data's history, which is back to mid-2017. So pretty interesting there.
Wow.
Nashua's booming. Prices kind of flat nationally, but this month's hottest markets saw some slight price growth due to high demand. So Northeast, Midwest, still doing strong. Don't need to go through all of the top markets, but we already hit on the top one. Then it goes down to Hartford, Connecticut, Rockford, Illinois, Springfield, Mass, Worcester. And then eventually we get Providence, Warwick, Rhode Island in the 12th spot. So the 12th hottest market in the entire country. That's down one spot from where they ranked 1 year ago. Let's see here. The median days on market, according to Realtor.com, was 36. Days on market year over year was up 1. And the median listing price came in this metro market at $550,000. So that is one thing I wanted to talk upon. John, what is your opinion? What are you seeing out there? What are you feeling? Is this still the 12th hottest market in the country?
I can't speak for the whole country, but it certainly feels like it could be. We've had great activity that we're seeing and hearing out there. I was asked yesterday, how's the market, as we always are, and just talking about, especially around here, you hear of other places in the country, Florida, Texas, certain places where things have slowed down. You can't give houses away. But here locally, we're still seeing, back to our last conversation about things being priced right. If you're pricing it right, we are still seeing those bidding wars. We're seeing competition, multiple offers, over ask, escalation addendums, appraisal gaps are coming back. I've seen a number of those lately. So the activity remains very, very strong here. So I certainly do see it being one of the hottest markets.
Love it. And the next thing I wanted to bring up was how it's important to understand when looking at headlines, how markets can differ across the country. So Zillow actually updated, and Zillow historically has been pretty optimistic on home value forecasts. However, they actually downgraded their forecast and are now projecting declines across the country. So they're projecting home values to drop by 1.9% this year, a revision from their previous expectation of a 0.6% increase. So they're calling for values to drop about 2%. That's nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think these headlines, people will see this and they'll say, oh, the market's coming down and starting to crash, this and that.
The crash is beginning.
The Northeast is so different than anywhere else in the country right now. So it's important to understand that real estate is and always will be local.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to understand what the local market stats indicate and how that compares to national stats.
Yep.
So you need to be able to take the national data up and look at it through the lens of the local market and understand what's going on here and I don't want to say abroad, but around the entire country. So, very interesting there. Do you want to jump into the Q1 stats here locally? Well, it's kind of a month. I'm jumping right into that. Now, looking at Q1. So I like to look at monthly numbers, but also quarterly numbers. You get a little bit bigger of a data set to consider. And when looking at Q1 of this year compared to Q1 of last year, we saw Rhode Island single-family new listings. The number of new listings that hit the market during that time period increased about 12%, just under 12%. So we are starting to see increasing inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Month supply is up compared to what it was in recent months and last year. So we saw an increase there. Similar new listing data for condos up almost 17%, multifamilies up almost 21%. Warwick, where we're based out of, our hometown, up almost 18% on new listings. Kent County up about 6.5%. So we're seeing increasing new listings across the board. You feeling that over there, Nate Dogg? With all the photo shoots, yeah?
Oh, yeah, tons.
Yeah.
Tons. All the time. Never stops.
I was going to look at him too and just say he's had a busy first quarter. And I mean, we're, well into the second quarter now, but he's been rolling all year.
Absolutely.
So I definitely agree with those numbers. We're seeing them here.
Cool. However, total sale is a bit of a different story. Now, that varies quite a bit here in these different categories that we're looking at, but we saw single-family total sales drop of almost 2.5% compared to last year, which was some of the lowest sales activity in my entire career.
Yeah.
So we saw 1,388 single-family home sales in the first quarter when I ran these numbers, and that compared to 1,423 last year. Just for some perspective, back in 2021, when the market was booming, we saw 2,205 single-family sales in the first quarter, again, compared to 1,388 here this year.
That surprised me when I first saw the stats. You know, maybe it was just blinders, so focused on what's been going on here, but our team had a great first quarter compared to last year.
Up over 60%.
67% over last year's first quarter.
Absolutely.
So when I saw the actual stats locally, I was pretty surprised because the team was just absolutely crushing it in the first quarter.
For sure. Average sales price continues to increase along with the median sales price. The average sales price in Rhode Island for single-family home sales was up to about $625, $624,700, which was a 9% increase. Is right. Nate, tell me how you feel about that.
That's terrible. That's a lot of money.
Median sales price up to $465, up over 5.5%. Again, for more perspective, dating back to 2021, $329.9 median sales price, $465 now.
Yep,
that was 2020,
2021. Even when the market was screaming. Back to 2020, the median sales price was $290,000. Just 5 years ago.
It's gone up.
$290 to $465.
It's gone up a touch.
Sure has. Sure has. Let's see here. Any of the numbers here jump out? John, are you looking at this yet or no?
No, I do not have it.
Okay. Condos.
I've been listening. I've been
Okay,
actively listening.
Good. I like that. It's a
Well done.
good trait. Condos, big increases on prices there too. Almost 13.5% on the average sales price, 14 and change on the median sales price. And total sales on condos jumped over 12.5%. So condo sales activity way up.
Yep.
Yeah, one of my neighbors just sold theirs.
Yeah.
For a pretty penny too.
You couldn't get us that listing, Nate Dogg?
They didn't even ask. I didn't even know until they were leaving.
Wow.
I saw the pod. I saw the
I thought
pod
he said
outside.
you didn't even ask. I was gonna be like, we have to ask you
Oh,
to
no.
try to get the.
No, I didn't know they were moving out until I saw the moving pod in their like parking spot, and I'm
You
like, Steve, where you going?
You should be going around talking to everybody. Like, I work with the best
Yeah.
real estate team in the
Sure.
world.
Yeah, I'll go door to door.
We should.
I have
We
tons
have-
of time for that.
We have some of those car magnets for the doors. You should just put them on your Phantom Black car.
Listen, it wouldn't be Phantom Black. People would be able to see me.
We should get his Phantom Black car just wrapped. Full Slocum brand.
Okay, I'll think about it.
All right, Nate,
All right.
hit it.
Wild card.
All right, well, you weren't prepping the agenda, so I plugged in some hypotheticals that I'm sure you're going to take a big steamy dump on in 30 seconds.
Time out. Nate, this is episode what, 21?
21.
I'm pretty sure this is the first agenda that John's actually prepped.
That's
No,
not true.
I think he did the last one or the one before that.
One or two.
But he doesn't.
I did John's. I did Chris's.
Okay.
Admittedly, you and I do most of them. I stopped.
You're
doing
the
them.
marketing guys.
Well, I stopped doing them entirely because I was getting on, and now,
I'm getting.
yeah.
This is the problem.
I
He
prefer
always
you to
goes,
get dumped
He
on.
always goes, which one of you did the agenda? Why do I have to do everything? And then the second we touch it, he just takes a dump on it and rips
fine.
it to
It's
shreds.
his
Did
way.
have I dumped on the agenda today?
No,
Thank you.
not until no.
Stop speaking
Not
things
yet.
that don't exist into existence, John.
Not yet.
Let's go. I can't wait to hear your hypothetical questions.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum. You know.
What do we have?
Would you rather have to loudly announce everything you're about to do, such as, now I'm going to the bathroom, or randomly shout inappropriate movie quotes twice a day?
Loudly
I already
announce.
do that. I already do the second one.
Loudly announce everything I'm about to do.
You'd rather do that?
Really?
Time.
I'd rather do movie quotes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Everything I'm about to do could not negatively impact me in some way. Like,
Well,
I'm-
that's not true.
That's not true at all.
I think it's an easy answer.
For you.
I think
I'm
it's
going to
very-
the bathroom. I'm going to go make prospecting calls. I'm going to go on a listing
I
appointment.
mean, that would be so annoying.
I'm going to go golfing.
You're doing the easy ones, though.
I'm going to go pick the kids up from school. Like, I don't, what I mean, that's my life over and over again on repeat.
Sound more bitter.
I love it. I'm just saying, like, there's not a
I mean,
lot.
I'm not
there.
going to throw you under the bus on the podcast, but
What do you got?
I can't delve into the territory that we would need to
You think I hide things? I
in
don't
order
hide
to
anything.
pick this argument apart.
yes.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I got to keep it PG.
Yeah.
I don't hide anything.
That's not true.
That's not what your
I've
algorithms
seen,
say.
I've seen the veil slip sometimes.
All right, that's where I'm at. What's your answer, Nate?
I like I said, I already yell movie quotes all the time. I would do that. Yeah.
Inappropriate movie quotes all
All right.
day.
Yeah,
2-1. What else we got?
it's okay. It's the first time.
All right. Would you rather have your arms replaced by octopus tentacles, or your legs replaced by kangaroo legs
Oh, it's
permanently?
an easy one. Oh, kangaroo legs.
Why?
Why? I can hop around. I can jog and run for days. Like, dude, that'd be great. I'd take kangaroo legs over octopus, and I'd have my thumbs. I'd have my thumbs. So
Yeah, but you
Point,
could have 8 arms.
yeah, to do what? Like be Ursula? No thanks. Like
kind of want both, to be honest.
I'm
That'd
going
be
kangaroo
wild.
legs.
What do you think?
Can't-
You want octopus tentacles?
So I have two. It's like good devil, bad devil on my shoulder because kangaroo legs would just be fun.
Yeah,
But I feel like
I
I
agree.
could get a lot of done with octopus.
you're thinking
You have
productivity.
no
I can't say it.
fingers.
Octopus tentacles.
I'd have 8 tentacles.
He has suckers though. That's the
Do
only
you
thing.
know
You're
what
gonna
I
just-
could accomplish with 8 tentacles?
You gonna put those suckers in that little keyboard right there?
You could do the points of the tentacle, but yeah, but would your attention allow you to get that much done at once? You know what I mean?
I think so.
You'd have to have the brain of an octopus. Are you willing to make that compromise?
That's not the question.
I'm just saying, if you have 8 arms, but you don't have the attention span for it, it's like now you just
Do
have
you think
8
I'm just going to
slimy
be
arms.
dragging around these slimy
Yeah,
arms
that's what I
with all
think.
8 of them?
I think you're going to use the 2 tentacles like you normally would, and the other one's just going to be languishing. You know what I mean? Just chilling.
Every time Nick's a me, I could just like swing a slimy tentacle at him.
You could do that now.
Have I been rude once?
No.
You're too just. It's really sad. You're just
You actually
tired.
are really
You're
sad. All
tired
the
and-
fight is out of you.
Yeah, you're just. You're tired.
Disney
You're
has-
defeated. You're just sitting there like
Disney
a
has given us-
sad, beaten down
He
puppy.
just keeps. I mean, the narrative of Nick is so mean. He always makes fun of me. Blah, blah. It's tired. It's tired.
I think that you're tired.
I am
Yes.
tired.
I think Disney has given us back an empty shell of a man.
It has. Nick walked out that back door 2 weeks ago, and then just an empty shell of him arrived back to him.
Reemerged.
He left his soul in Disney.
All right, what do we get next?
It's the worst country song ever. Left my soul at Epcot.
So we have an April sales challenge going on right now, and it's been refreshing. We've had a good amount of trash talk
Has there?
around the office. Yeah, you missed some doozies
I
last
didn't
week.
see anything in the chat channel.
Oh, it's in person. People are like threatening.
threatening.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Threatening what?
Dance battles.
Dance battles?
Not yeah, it's like the Sharks versus the Jets. West Side Story.
He's just making.
No, I'm not.
Um,
That's a thing.
no, we had it up on the screen last week. The score. People are saying they're gonna come after him. They're gonna cut people. They're gonna tear him down. And I'm looking at
people.
and I'm looking over at John. His team was in first, and he's like, "I don't even hear it. I'm not worried. They don't stand a chance. It's adorable."
Wow.
Yeah.
So John's winning?
John's winning right now. Him
Okay.
and his MVP Evan.
Yeah.
Evan is just dialing. Evan's dialing by the hundreds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's getting cut? Who's the LVP?
Dave A's team is not looking too good.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
John and Kelsey are going at it. Kelly's whipping her squad into shape. They're coming on strong too. So I think
Nice.
it's going to be a 3-way race, but it's been fun.
So break down this challenge for me. What not for me, I know what it is, but for our listeners, what are we doing? What's the April sales challenge?
So April sales challenge,
Mm-hmm.
we had 4 volunteers for team captains.
Okay.
Then we had a draft. They drafted their teams for the month of April.
That was interesting.
They got to choose. Well, they had a say in their reward. They actually ended up choosing an idea that we floated out there. So the winning team gets all of the inside sales appointments. So all of the appointments set by our ISA Eric and ISA Trey for a full week. They will get all those appointments. So that
Okay.
could be a very fruitful prize for them. You score points by dials in the CRM, conversations, appointments set, appointments met, buyers and sellers under contract or signed. You can also score points by door knocking, hosting open houses, and adding contacts from your open houses into our CRM.
I love
so a variety of ways. And it's interesting because some teams are banking on people that they're going to put under contract and those sorts of things. And then you have, interestingly, the leader of the clubhouse saying, you know what, if I don't have something going under contract today, I'm just going to make 100 phone calls and cancel it out.
Boom.
And that's what they're doing. And some days they're making 200 and doubling up on those.
I
So
love that.
they're really kicking ass and taking names. So
That's cool.
pumped. It's been fun to watch and loving the trash talk.
Nice. Now we have another upcoming new agent boot camp for the first 2 weeks in May. Is that correct, John?
We do, and I'm really excited about it because the last 2 months we've had some great people go through our boot camps, and they're really coming out of the gate strong out of these boot camps. We've had View, he came out and he successfully found a home for his buyer. Mitch, right behind him, did the same thing, found a home and got his buyers under contract. So they both came out of the gate strong. View was in his first 30 days, Mitch in his first 45. Ben came out of boot camp as well, and he has a number of buyers he's working with. It's only a matter of time before he has one go under contract. And Chad recently came out of boot camp. And the first day out of his boot camp, I went to Newport with him for a listing appointment. Could be a beautiful listing, fingers crossed, in Newport there, up high-end listing.
Awesome.
Would be very nice for him. I'm
That's
hopeful
great.
for him. So a lot of success right out of the boot camp.
The early success of these agents who are really rolling up their sleeves, committing to learning the business, committing to a full-time career in real estate, not just some side hustle, are really seeing early results in their commitment to this business.
Yep.
So I'm super proud of them, super proud of you for putting together a great program.
Thank you.
John's an amazing,
Well done. Well done, John.
valued leadership team member.
Hell
and,
yeah.
he's actually kicking ass. So
Yeah.
Do you need something?
no.
He thought you were laying on too thick, maybe.
Wow. No, this is exciting. I'm pumped, and I'm looking forward to the next one. So if you're an
Absolutely.
agent out there who may have been sold a bill of goods, who may have not received the training that they were hoping for or promised, please reach out. We'd love to kind of teach you our foundation and
Absolutely.
our playbook for success, and looking forward to moving forward with some new people who share our values and want to grow together. So,
Absolutely. If someone's willing to roll up their sleeves and do the work,
Yeah.
we can give them the roadmap.
love it. Cool.
All right, gents.
All right.
It's been real.
That's it.
Welcome back.
That's
Trying
all
to
we
get you
got?
out of here and back to work.
Is
Bing,
that
bang,
a
boom.
40-minute podcast?
It's a tight 40 minutes.
Did I
kinda
tell you
nice.
we could do it, or did I tell you we could do
Yeah.
it?
You said we could do it, but I do think we need to start bringing on national guests.
I'm here for it. I
Yeah.
agree 100%.
So I think we're going to take a little bit of a little different pivot here going forward, have a new segment where we bring on top agents from around the country, coaches, and kind of see what we can pick their brains on, see what kind of value we can bring to our listeners who may be either in the business or looking to get into the business, and see what we can do to helpfully and do whatever we can to assist in elevating their careers. So that's kind of where
Agreed.
we're at.
I love it. I'm here for it.
I'm sure we'll get a lot out of it as well, and looking forward to learning, growing, and being here for you, Nate Dogg. I'm here for you.
It's all for you,
Thanks,
buddy.
guys. Thanks. I really appreciate it. And you guys can be there for us, the viewers, by liking, sharing, and subscribing on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a good day.
Adios.
That's a wrap on today's episode of Shootin The SHT. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. And if you enjoyed this content, please share it with others and leave us a rating and a review. Buying, selling, or want to connect with Nick and JT? Visit Slocum Home Team on Facebook and Instagram or slocumhometeam.com. We'll see you next time.